Hey everyone, Jenny here. So this is not going to be a psychic reading or a reading of any kind. This is actually going to be a deck review. I was talking with a very good friend of mine a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and I was telling him how I have so many decks. Mainly Oracle decks over Tarot. I do connect to Oracle decks better than I do with Tarot. But honestly, overall, I probably have like 65 decks that I've just accumulated the past decade. I don't know, and a lot of them more so in the past like 2 years. So he came up with this idea. He's like, why don't you, instead of doing just a regular psychic reading video, why don't you create a review on the decks? And I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, like, whatever. But he planted a seed and I thought about it and I was like, all right, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because if you're watching this and you're either thinking of, following this path or wondering like what's a good deck to get, well, these videos may help you. And I don't know if I'm going to, create these videos once a week, twice a week, whatever, really. Just kind of, I guess, dependent on what I can do with my schedule. But so, yeah, I'm just going to start with a deck. And this first deck that I've chosen to start these videos with is called Daily Guidance from Your Angels. It's an Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. Now, if you're watching this, it's a good chance that you know who Doreen Virtue is, or at least have heard of her. She has since changed her path. She's now walking down a different spiritual avenue. And that's fine. Honestly, to each their own. I admire and respect and appreciate all the work she has done, including this deck. I can't tell you how many decks she has. I don't have all of hers. I do have a good chunk of them. So some videos are going to be Doreen Virtue related. But yeah, I mean, she's down a different path now, and that's fine. But for many decades, she's put out a bunch of Oracle decks. And this one particular, I actually usually keep right there on top of my stand over there. What I actually like to do with this one, and maybe because it says daily guidance, I don't normally use this one to give someone a reading. Sometimes I do, and it works fine to give readings, whether for yourself or for someone else. But what I like to do is every morning when I get up, I'll shuffle this deck and flip a card over and read the message on it and just keep that message with me throughout the day, see if it resonates with me in any way. And I used to do that when I had my own physical business, the Sacred Self in Canton, and I would leave it out on a stand in like the, I'll call it the main room, the waiting area, so that customers and clients can come in and shuffle and pull a card from themselves. So Daily Guidance from Your Angels is a great deck, especially to do that with. I'm going to open this up so I can show you some of the cards. So the accompanying booklet, okay, also purple. Actually, this booklet is really nice. In the beginning, it tells you how you can, if you want to like clear your deck, if you want to shuffle and just pick a card a day, ask a question. You can even do a 3-card spread. The most notable type of 3-card spread is past, present, future. I also like to use the mind, body, spirit. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. But then it lists, let me see if I'm going to show it this way, the different cards and the meanings. All right, and there's 44 cards in here. How many cards are in here? They usually say it on the box. How many cards are in here? I don't want to have to read this to tell you. 48 cards maybe? Okay, I don't know. I can't find it, but it's somewhere around there. So I'll just show you this one right now. change in direction. I love the colors of these cards. They're pretty vibrant. Life purpose. I'm not going to show you every card in the deck. That would literally take so long. Giving and receiving. And as you can tell, I mean, I've had this deck for several years. I'm not entirely sure when I got it, but I mean, I've used it. You can tell by some of the edging. Oh, and the edging is shiny. It's gold. I mean, I've used this enough, so it's worn down, of course, but there we go. If I kind of angle it, you can see like the shine. And I like it, so I'll show you another one. Actually, this is one of my more favorite cards. That's why I want to show it to you. But so, what I don't want to say what I look for in a deck, but what appeals to me is how well a deck shuffles. I like to shuffle these like normal playing cards. They're bigger than normal playing cards, okay? But I like to shuffle it like that and see if I can get that swoosh as I shuffle. Like, do you hear that? That sounds nice. And I know other readers actually kind of dig that as well. Let me see if I can do it up in the air. I don't know if I can do it up in the air. If I do it this way. Yeah, I can't really do it. Okay, I tried. Just so you could kind of see and hear it. But I like it. There's different ways you can shuffle the deck. You can shuffle it kind of the long way. If you want, going like this. You know, depending on the size of your hands. My hands aren't that big, but if you want, do it sideways. Let the cards speak to you. One almost just flipped over. Usually when you're shuffling a deck, if one flips over, that's like a direct message, or if one falls out, a direct message for you. So I'll give you all a message. Ask. All right? And I can't, this comes up when I'm recording this comes up backwards on the screen, so I can't read it just like this, but it says, ask us to help you in the situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your requests. And that is true. You know, when I said that Doreen Virtue was all about, the angels, she would tell you time and time again, you can just ask for their assistance, which is very true. So maybe someone watching this needed to hear that message. But so, no, this is actually a really nice deck. One of the cards that I actually had turned over this morning after I got up. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, another card actually I'm going to show you that I really like. I just love the colors of it. Is this one. Like just the green, the magenta, there is like yellow and gold in here. It pops. It really pops. And I would say like the whole energy, the vibe of this deck, and you will find this for a lot of angel decks, they're very uplifting. They're very light. You'll find that. I know some people always worry, I've heard this, that some people are worried of like an angel deck being too religious, if you will, too like centered and regimented in the doctrine. Well, I can tell you with this deck specifically, it's not. It's very lighthearted. I like that there's a long message, like, you know, under the photo, there's just a long message to read. You know, because a lot of cards will either just have like one word on it and, you know, maybe like 5 accompanying words to go with it. And you'll see that in other decks that I have. But I like this one because even still, oh, this is another great card. I'm going to show you another great card. And that's definitely coming for a lot of us. I can tell you that abundance is coming in, especially of the monetary kind. But so this was actually the card that I had pulled this morning after I woke up and got out of bed. Release and surrender. And I mean, just look at this like pinky, I'll call it like a fuchsia, like a light fuchsia and a golden yellow. It's beautiful. It's definitely more vibrant in person than seeing it obviously on camera. Oh, I don't know if I showed this. This is the back of the card. And this is actually the shower of abundance. This is abundantia. All right, I believe. She doesn't say it probably, but I always think it's the ascended being abundantia. So, great deck, I will say. Very lighthearted. If you're new to this path and you're thinking of an Oracle deck, honestly, the Doreen Virtue decks are great beginner decks. They really are. Okay, like I said, despite her change in faith, her Oracle decks, and she's got like mermaids ones, she's got unicorn ones, a lot of angel ones. They are great beginner decks. Okay, great beginner decks. You don't really have to read into them. I feel like you can really take the cards literally. And like, so in regards to like the release and surrender card that I had turned over when I woke up this morning. So, and I just turned to the page. So release and surrender, okay, shows the image. These are the words that are actually written on the bottom of the card. And then she has written more. And this one goes this way. Okay, she's written more with additional meanings. So, I mean, really take what resonates with you, honestly. It very well could just be the image on the card itself that resonates with you. It could be just the main wording right there. It could be one simple sentence right there, or it could be the description in the book. All right. So a lot of her decks have an accompanying booklet like this, pretty thick too. Okay. And honestly, a lot of her decks are just very vibrant in color, and the energy is wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. I can't tell you enough. So, all right. I think that's all I really need to cover for a deck review. This is my first deck review. I don't know really what else to say. If you're searching for this, you can find them in most like New Age metaphysical shops. You can get it online. On the back, it says how much they retail for. So here in the US, $15.95. Canada, $19.95. Okay, so it usually lists right there. Yeah. So I hope y'all don't mind my deck review. There will be more to come. I have like 64 others, 64 more to go. So if you're looking for a deck, consider this one. This is a great one to use. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Bye.